And welcome into the boys 5A East Conference play. The boys are taking on the Raiders tonight as well. The boys come in at 10-0 on conference, 15-2 overall for the Lions, and the Raiders come in 8-4-1 in conference and 9-7-1 overall. Well, Jacob, we saw a great display from the girls team, so what are you expecting to see from the boys?
Well, hopefully, I'm hoping the boys are doing the exact same things the girls are doing. They need to have great control to beat these Raiders. This Raider team is a little bit tougher. You saw their conference record with 8-4-1, and the last time they played each other, it wasn't super close, but it was that 3-0. So there's a little bit of margin of error there. So the Searcy Lions still need to be on top of their game if they're going to want to win this.
Yeah, they're going to have to come in aggressive like the girls were. They're going to have to come in aggressive, try and score as quickly as possible. It's not going to be as easy. Like you said, this team is a pretty balanced team, and it's pretty evened out here. So we're going to see how this game kind of pans out. It looks like the Raiders have elected to receive the ball first here, so the Lions are going to get it here in the second half. And I think this game's really just going to come down to coaching. Who has instilled the most effort into their team, who's instilled the will to win here. So I think that's what this game's really going to try and come down to.
For sure. I agree with you 100% there, Jordan. Of course, the head coach for the Lions being Coach Bronco King, assistant Drew Lawrence. Two of really great head coaches, been with the teams for a great long time. Let's see what they're able to do to help these Lions win tonight.
Here it is, the Raiders kicking it back to start it off. Boys defense looking to come in pretty aggressive here, trying to immediately steal that ball, keep it on the Raiders side. Hayden Lee driving in immediately, kicks it in for the first goal. We've only been playing for about 14 seconds here. Hayden Lee already has a goal.
Insane effort by the Searcy Lions right there. I love that immediately. You saw them go straight into there and just attack. It was very impressive. That was by Chase George. He just went straight in and attacked. Very nice. I love to see that from the Lions right away. And it's not even just 15 seconds in and we just got our first goal. I love to see that.
Already being aggressive. There again, you see them rushing to the ball immediately, trying to just keep it on that side of the field. Raiders are able to get it back up, but having to kick it out because that defense is just right on them. It's just right there in their face. Lions stealing the ball already again. That's Irvin Shawla kicking it to the inside for a chance to get it in, but it goes out of bounds. That's number 26.
'26 being Cameron McMullen.
Thank you, Jacob. Searcy passing it out, trying to get something set up here into number 10, Hayden Lee. Searcy just trying to set something up here. Have the ball stuck on their side, passing it up now. Trying to get it in. It's just kind of that fight right there, just trying to see who can get it on their side of the field first. Now with the Raiders having possession, driving down the sideline. Slows it up, trying to get something set. Searcy's defense now set up in a better position here. Kicking it ahead.
Great job by Irvin Shawla. Number 8 for Searcy, getting that block in between to keep that ball in our possession. Go right back to it. Great job to keep it on our side.
Searcy's coming in with some aggression still, which is what you want to see in this first half and the second half. But, I mean, this aggression just seems to overpower the Raiders right now.
For sure, and it's something we didn't get to be able to see with the girls' game, but the aggressiveness is coming on that defensive side, and that's something you really like to see. It's just something that just sparks something in the Lions scene that they don't want anything to do with the Raiders having that ball.
Ball getting passed out to number 8. Now on the inside, Raiders possession. stopping the play here.
Look back. Look back. I can't replay it. Look behind me. You see
Looks to be some kick by, it's going to be Graham Smith here, who's going to put the ball back into play. Graham Smith passing it out to number 3.
A little hard for LaForce and Smith there to go with their back and forth, but great job to get it back out, especially with that defense coming right in. And a great kick down the field to Irvin Shalla right there. Perfect pass. Tries to go in for it.
Irvin Shalla there trying to score, just couldn't get the right angle there, trying to avoid the goalie. It's going to be, looks like Cameron McMullen there trying to keep the ball in play, trying to get it reversed back down the field.
Able to get the possession right back. You love to see it here for our Lions.
Cersei still being aggressive over there. That's now number 12. He steals it back, trying to keep possession here for the Lions.
Something I like to see a lot, too, from these Lions so far is that they take advantage of that backfield, too. If they have a ton of pressure on the front, they're not afraid to bring it back, kind of get to see their positioning, and kind of reset everything that they're trying to do. Something very, 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 very nice for those Lions.
Number 20 there, that's going to be David Montano trying to strike from that, 20-yard line. Didn't quite get in there, but, I mean, as long as you're trying to strike the ball, get it over there, it's going to end up overwhelming the goalie at some point. They're going to be able to score again.
True. It's just like you said, like we've been saying, that effort is just insane. You need to keep it going no matter what throughout the entire game.
That's exactly what they're doing. And if you keep that up, it's going to be another score here eventually. It's going to be another corner kick here by David. Going to be over the heads and out of bounds.
Great, Tim coming into that. It just bounced off the head and go over them right where he wanted it, but that defense was just too overwhelming for a couple of those Cersei Lions.
Going to be, looks to be number 6, Anthony and Alizano kicking it out. Gets it about to the 40-yard line. Number 4 is going to headbutt it back into the play for Cersei.
Great job by Linderman and get in front of that Raiders defender to get that ball right back into our possession. Just what we needed. Love to see it.
Ball going to be out by Cersei there. Cersei's still fighting for the ball there. Number 8, Graham Smith there in the middle of that.
Smith going back and forth between those Raiders defenders, just a couple of them going back and forth trying to get that possession. I love the fight, just didn't quite get it there.
Number 3 getting underneath that ball, Chase George to get it back. Now McMullen going down the right line, blocked by number 4, Sylvia. Now Irvin with the ball, passing it out to Smith. Now McMullen with a chance to strike, and he just couldn't quite save it getting it out of bounds there. Just too much momentum on that ball, but still great effort by Cersei trying to get into the goal.
For sure, Jordan. I love the attempt, too, to try to save it as much as possible as well.
Number 3, George Chase kicking it out of bounds over there.
No, you can go for
It's going to be a kick back into the field of play by number 6, Anthony Alizano. Number 4, Micah Linderman getting in there to give it back to his Cersei teammates. Getting it out to Chase George. Cersei using that backfield like you were mentioning earlier, just to kind of set up and see what they have going on.
Again, I just love to see it. It's very, very important to get that reset and try to have it as perfect as possible to keep that aggression going.
Ball off of number 10, Hayden Lee there. Irvin Shawla there with the strike. Looked like it bounced off the inside of the goal there, maybe off the hands of the goalie as well.
Great shot, just a little bit unlucky. It looks like it went, like you said, it kind of went off the top, went down into the goalie's hands and out. Very, very close there for Irvin Shawla. I love the attempt. Just keep it going, keep that aggression going. I love to see it for those lines.
And smart decision there by the Raiders, kicking it out of bounds, so Cersei didn't have another chance. They were a little low on defenders there. It's going to be David kicking it off the corner kick, and Hayden Lee trying to headbutt it in, but it just went over the goal, wasn't quite able to make it in. So Cersei still being aggressive out there, trying to show what they can do, but it just hasn't been able to fall for them here in the first quarter.
That headbutt is definitely not what he wanted, though. Just like it was just right there, and that bounce, as soon as it hit, it just went over the board. You can tell he was a little upset about that, but you just need to keep going back in and keep going.
Just showing great effort. That's what we're looking for.
Exactly, Jordan. And that's exactly what they're given.
Be Cersei's ball now. Going to be Chase passing it in. Going to be over to number 22. You still using that backfield like we mentioned earlier. That's a great way to see what you have set up. Raiders playing pretty good defense, trapping it in to get the ball back. But Cersei's backfield is just able to keep it where they need the ball.
Joshua Wright, number 23, and Hutch Bristow, number 8, kind of having that great defense over there. And the same thing for number 10 for the Raiders, Exxon Agreda. Very, very good job. Those three have been very aggressive with the ball on defense, and the Cersei Lions going to have to look out for them on that.
And Cooper Jones on our backfield, he's just been able to keep possession back there. He's just been able to take control of his part of the field, keeping everything where it's supposed to be.
Number 20 for the Cersei Lions right there. David Monroe kicking it against that number 23 for the Raiders. Joshua Wright, keep that ball in the play, great, or kick it out and keep possession. Great job by him.
Raiders doing a throw in here, but it's off of Chase George's head, back into Cersei's possession. Number 3 for the Raiders, that's going to be Mason Weiland, kicks it out of bounds. That kick out's going to stay on Cersei's possession.
We're now 10 minutes into this game, and there's a lot of great aggression here from Cersei, and we're about to see it from Irvin Shawla right now.
Irvin passing it into his teammate, couldn't quite get it in, so they're going to pass it out, try and set something up from the other side. He's going to looked like he was trying to set Irvin up for a headbutt into the goal, trying to trick the goalie a little bit. I like the communication there on the field, trying to set something up for a possible goal there.
It would have been a really close one, if not a goal entirely, but just a little bit over the head. Irvin couldn't get it, but still, again, like you said, great attempt, great communication. You love to see it. It's going to work out. Just give it a little bit of time, and I know they have it.
Cersei here still being aggressive, trying to take back possession there. And much like the girls' game, a lot of the time spent on the field has been Cersei trying to attack the goal. Now the Raiders here are driving down the field, but Cersei's back defenders have just been able to keep most of the game on to the other side of the field where the Lions are able to strike.
For sure, and I think that backside, now that we're kind of getting a big glimpse on it, is going to be huge, huge, huge for the Cersei Lions. Up until this point, they haven't gone past the 30 on that point, and they've been able to keep the reset going for that offense if they need it. And this is the first time we're actually getting a glimpse of the Raiders going in.
Yeah, and then you see goalie there, Quade King. He's about 6'7". That's kind of a hard defender to get the ball through the goal. You saw there he tried to get it, but it was just over the goal, and it went on the backside there.
For sure, and with Quaid King coming in at a whopping 6'7", it's going to be hard to get past him, for sure.
It's going to be out of bounds. It's going to be Cersei's possession here. I believe a throw in. It's going to be here from Chase George. Cersei reversing field, trying to just get it up across the field here, away from the Raiders. Raiders here just playing great defense, keeping the ball on the Cersei Lions side, but the Lions just have great defenders over there, just keeping the ball out of reach from the goal.
For sure.
Ball going out of bounds here. Chase George is going to pass it back in.
Great job by number 9 there for Cersei to get that ball onto the other side, try to make it as quick as possible for the Lions to get down that goal, and it looks like they're going to do that right now.
Hayden Lee leading the charge there, trying to get it as a good shot. Hayden Lee's going to take his strike, just hit the goal post on the outside of that goal there, but again, another good look, just setting up his teammates.
Hayden Lee just sprinting down. He was not stopping. You could tell as soon as he was at that 50-yard line, he had possession of that ball. He was just going to keep steamrolling to that goal, and you just love to see it, Jordan. Something you love to see passion about these soccer players.
Yes, him and Irina Shala have both been big strikers in this game, looking to get Cersei up. You saw earlier Hayden Lee with about a minute into the game get Cersei's first goal. Cersei here looking to try and get a second one, but looks like a handball might have been called here.
Yeah, very unfortunate for Cersei. They had a great attempt right there. It looks like just that handball kind of like ruined it, like ruined the momentum right there. Let's see if they can bring it back.
Irina Shala trying to come up and defend that. Was able to get it out to his teammate, David. David over to Chase.
Really hurt. Hey, Sil. I'll tell coach to keep it. I'll tell coach to keep it perfect. You gonna get in trouble. You have play pushers. Go over there.
Cersei in possession of the ball right now. Let's see if they can keep going. And it looks like they fall down to the Raiders, and the Raiders have possession right now. Not what you want to see as soon as they get the ball back right there.
Ball going to goalie Quaid King here. Cersei going to be kicking it off. Quaid gets it out in front of Irvin Shala. Irvin's going to try and get a chance to strike, but goalie was there in time just to get the ball.
Very, very close right there. He was not stopping. You could tell he was just going to go as soon as possible to that goal, almost like full-on collided between the two. Great job by Irvin there.
Cersei still being aggressive. Quaid King getting in the mix there, kicking it out in front for his teammate to get a shot there. Just didn't quite fall for him. Christian Anzalo in there playing pretty good defense. Cersei's got some subs coming in.
Looks like starter coming back in. Cannon LaForce, number 35, coming in.
Number 8 is going to be Graham Smith checking out. Lee into Shala. Going to be the Raiders trying to reverse field here. Raiders trying to get something set up. Number 3, Chase George, kicking it back. Lions defense coming in pretty hard right here, keeping the Raiders from able to advance the ball down the field. Over to Linderman. Linderman's going to try and get it out front for Shala. Be the Raiders kicking it out of bounds. Going to be a throw in for Cersei here.
Still loving the aggressiveness on defense right now, Jordan.
George into Irvin Shala. Shala down the middle. Kicking it out to Lee. Lee's going to kick it in. Saved by the goalie there.
See you. I gotta go. Bye-bye.
Cersei again with possession. Chance to strike here again. That's Linderman with the ball. Passing it back out to number 22, Cooper Jones. Hayden Lee now with the ball. Out to David. Back over to Lee. Cersei looks to just be trying to get something set up here. Out over to Linderman. Over to Chase. Irvin with a chance
And
for a
he
goal.
got it.
And it's good. That is Irvin Shuller with his first goal.
Took a bit for those Lions to get something set up there. They saw it perfectly. You saw it with Chase George going straight in, and he give it to Irvin. Perfect execution for the Lions. They're up 2-0 right now with about halfway through this first half. And while it is still, we're still a little bit in, it looks like Cersei's trying to take advantage of as much as possible, and I love to see that.
It's a very well coached team here. They're using their teammates very well, trying to set things up, not being selfish whatsoever. Number 5, Leighton Walker getting subbed out here. And number 8,
Smith coming back in.
Smith coming back in. Ball back into play here for the Raiders after that Cersei Lions goal. Raiders looking to get a shot to score here. Great defense by Smith here coming back in. Right off the bat, he's just being aggressive like usual. Cersei now with possession. Driving into the middle, passes it out to Shawlow. Shaw is able to stop it before it goes out of bounds.
Great stop right at the corner.
Great stop. Now over to Lee. Ball gets stolen by the Raiders. Raiders are going to try and drive it upfield. Again, great defense by Smith, just getting in there, stopping the ball.
These rushes into these defenders, or into the Raiders offense has been absolutely perfect. You just saw it right there from Irvin, just completely coming in and stopping that ball. Very, very great job.
And Hayden Lee in there trying to get it to his teammate Josiah Linderman, but just couldn't quite get it in there.
Not quite.
Raiders now with possession here. Lions trying to take it back. Number 22 able to stop it. That's Cooper Jones again. He's just been a great back defender all day today, keeping everything in front of him.
For sure. This backside defense have been one of the most impressive things about this team so far. I just love it. It's like I've been kind of saying it over and over again, but you know, that defense have just completely stopped anything that really has come in their way a majority of this game. Kept the possession for Cersei for quite a bit when that offense was a little bit struggling in the front. So I think really, in my opinion, the big key to this game is this backside for Cersei.
Yes, the backside has made Quade King's job easier as the goalie, as not many shot attempts have been put up from back there, and they've just been able to keep the score where it is, where it's 2-0. Raiders now trying to get the ball upfield, but just too many defenders back there. Cersei Lions are able to take back possession.
For sure, and you saw the rush there by Cannon LaForce to get in, get that ball back to Cersei. Great job by him, and now it's on our side of the field. Let's see what we can get.
Cooper Jones getting it up there over to Josiah Linderman. Linderman's going to pass it in to Smith.
LaForce has the ball now.
It's going to be Hayden Lee now. Going to try and get a shot attempt here. Goalie's able to save it there. Good hands by that goalie. He's been doing a pretty great job tonight.
Yeah, you saw Hunter Tolbert doing a really, really good job for on the goalie part for the Raiders. He's gotten quite a bit of stops. It's just like we said last time with the Raiders goalkeeper for the ladies. No matter what, if you keep going over and over again, he's going to get a little worn out. So Cersei's going to take advantage of that, and they're going to try to keep going as much as possible on him.
Again, what another great save by the goalie there. Looked like Cameron McMullen trying to get it in. Just couldn't quite get it in, though.
Amazing, amazing job by the goalkeeper there.
Looks like it's going to be a corner kick for Cersei into David. David's going to give it out to Shala. Back over to David, who's going to get it over to number 12, but it goes out of bounds. It's going to be Raiders ball. Kicking it back in is number 6, Anthony, for the Raiders.
Goes straight down to the Cersei defenders, just going straight into it. They located it well, and now they have possession in the backfield. As we get a kick in to Lee there. A little back and forth between the passing and dribbling.
Smith. Now David. Raiders going to kick it out of bounds there. Just trying to get their defense set up. Smart play there. Over to 35, LaForce. He's going to try and get something set up here. Over to number 3, going to be Chase George. Irvin's able to keep the defenders at bay there just in time to pass it out to his teammates. Smith passing it out to number 29. He's going to take a strike, but just overshoots it.
The passing between these players recently have been really, really good, going back and forth between each other with Graham, Shala, LaForce, Linderman. They just keep going back and forth between each other. They know exactly what they're doing. It's very, 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 very well.
And Xavier Flores trying to take the shot there. They've all just been passing it, trying to see who has the best shot. They haven't been hogging the ball. They are just trying to get it to their teammates, trying to get a good team win here.
Exactly.
Passing it out to that backline defense, just trying to get something set up here for the Lions. LaForce protecting the ball, giving it out to George. George with some good moves, trying to get it out in front for Linderman. Linderman's going to give it to, tried to get it to Shala, but the Raiders were able to get the ball back. Raiders are going to try and advance upfield here, but stolen by Linderman. Cersei now trying to get something set up here out to George. Passing it out, just trying to find somewhere to put it. Raiders kicking it out of bounds, just trying to get their defense set up. Again, another smart move here, just trying to get the defense set up, kicking it out of bounds.
Both these teams have been just really good trying to set up some stuff. Cersei has just been a little bit more on top of it, but you really have to give credit to these Raiders. They're definitely trying to set up their own. I see exactly what they're doing, especially on the defensive side, trying their best with this. They're just trying to, it's a great effort all around from each of these teams so far.
Irvin Shala here in the middle, giving it up to David. Right between the legs. Wasn't able to quite get it how he wanted, but Irvin's got it back. Defender tried to steal away from Irvin, but David was there to protect it. He's going to pass it inside, trying to get it to a teammate, but just too many Raiders there in the defense.
Great job by LaForce there trying to get it back in, and then now we're just right back to it with George.
Out to Hayden Lee, over to Smith. Cersei just trying to get something set up here, passing it around to their teammates. Going off the goalie, it looks like. It's going to be a corner kick for Cersei.
Great couple of blocks there by Raiders goalie and number 12 Jeremiah Fraser, trying to block that from Cersei. Cersei's going to have to find some way to get past them if they want to get another goal here.
Kick in by David. And number 5 there. Leighton Walker trying to get it in, just couldn't quite get it, just right over the goal. But again, great aggressiveness by the Cersei Lions, just trying to score.
For sure. All of these players have, it's like we said this with the girls, and it's especially said here, this has not just been a one-man show. This has been everybody's team effort. You have the backfield, you have the front with Irvin, LaForce, David Lee, so many of these other great players, and they have a great job in chemistry and communication together that they just keep going and going.
Lee passing it up there to number 5, trying to get a shot set up, but the defender was right in his face and ended up going out of bounds. So it's going to be a kick from the end zone by number 6, going to be Anthony Lozana. Kick goes out to about the 40, off the head of one of the Cersei Lions, number 12. Raiders now have possession.
Great headbutt there for Cersei to try to get it right back to those at midfield by number 4.
And number 8, Hutch, for the Raiders has been showing great aggressiveness, just trying to get a score for the Raiders, just trying to get it down the field for a chance to score, but the Lions defense has just been too good to overcome. That's going to be Graham Smith there trying to get the goal. He did get the goal. It's going to be the 3rd score of the game by Smith, his first score.
Great job by Smith there. He got it at the 20-yard line. He kicked it all the way through, past those defenders, and right by Tolbert. Very, very, very great job. Great shot by him. Cersei Lions are up 3-0. This is exactly the exact same score that they ended when they first played Nettleton. Let's see if they can improve on that and just keep rolling with what they have.
And again, just great aggressiveness by the Cersei Lions. Again, just going after the ball, just trying to keep scoring.
For sure, Jordan.
Raiders getting to advance it upfield. Great kick. It's been the first time the Raiders have made it this far on the Cersei Lions side of the field since about, I would say, 20 minutes in the first half.
Yeah, Jordan, a lot of this has just been on the Cersei side of things. Their offense has been super, super aggressive against the defense here.
Yeah, and right there you saw again that the Lions were just able to turn it over on the field, and they tried to get it out in front for Irvin Shala to score, but it was just a little too fast. Now the Raiders trying to do the same thing, but number 22, Cooper Jones, again, just able to defend that back line, just protecting so the goalie's not doing too much.
Back line has been spectacular, Jordan. I don't see it slowing down anytime soon with Cooper Jones back there, and then number 4 for the Cersei Lions doing the exact same thing. And Michael Linderman.
A couple subs coming in here for Cersei. Number 26, Cameron McMullen came in. Irvin Shala, going out.
And a fall down there for the Cersei Lions, number 23. Not what you want to see, but he's getting back up. We're good to go.
Looks like it's going to be a kick out. George getting it out in front for number 23. Cersei again just trying to score, still staying aggressive.
Love the aggressiveness by Leighton Walker there, going straight into it as soon as he enters the game. Love to see it. Let's see if he keeps it going.
23 trying to score there. Just to the right side of the goal, though, unfortunately not in. That's going to be Josiah Toledo, number 23. Cersei taking back possession again, just keeping it on their side of the field. Cersei's had a great time of possession here in this game with about 8 minutes left in the first half.
The possession has been really, really a big part for the Cersei Lions so far. There's a reason why the Raiders still have 0 points here. And while it is a great effort, that time of possession is very important for any team involved.
Trying to get it over to Cameron McMullen, not successful, but Cersei still regains possession there. Into the teeth of the defense. It's going to go out of bounds on the Raiders. Cersei's going to keep possession. It's going to be number 12 passing it in for 38, who tripped up. Unfortunately, going out on Cersei is going to be Raiders possession.
Definitely not happy about that one. Christian Alonso on that. Very, very upsetting.
Cersei's able to regain possession pretty quickly here, but missed the ball, and it's back over to the Raiders. But in this game, it's a lot of missed possessions. It goes back and forth fairly quickly, so nothing to keep your head down on. Just got to keep working.
Exactly.
Raiders advancing it downfield, but number 22 there trying to stop it. He's able to keep it and regain possession for Cersei, kicking it all the way back down in front for Toledo.
Closest that the Raiders have gotten to that goal. Very, 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 very close there for them to get their strike there. But great job for them to kicking it back up and get it down the midfield.
And you see the Raiders going on the more aggressive side here. Cersei might be a little worn out right now, but Cersei's still been able to just keep them in front, everything in front. You see there by number 4, Michael Linderman, who just stole the ball right back.
Yeah, made number 10, Exon or Greta fall down to the ground as soon as he stole that. And Cersei has the advantage now as they go in for the kick.
Linderman trying to score there, just outside, trying to get it over the goalie, but it was unsuccessful. But there again, you just see the Lions just being aggressive, still trying to score.
It's something that you need for sure for any other team to win.
Looks like it's going to be a corner kick here for Cersei by number 8, Graham Smith. Graham Smith's been showing his aggression here today. He has been playing pretty hard. Kicks it in for McMullen, but he just overshoots it by a little bit. McMullen looking for his first goal of the day.
The effort just all around so far has just been insane. Looks like number 6 for the Raiders, Anthony Alonso, having a hard time trying to communicate with some of his teams on what they want to do. And it looks like it just goes straight back to Cersei here on their side of the ball.
Cersei again looking to just kind of get something set up so they can get their 4th score of the game here in the first half. And it's just kind of been like this the whole game. It's been back and forth, but the Raiders haven't been able to get on the board quite yet. And you see Irvin Shala back in the game already making a difference, getting his 2nd goal of the game right there, bringing the score up 4-0.
Amazing strike. As soon as he comes back in, he was ready to go. He was energized, went straight in for the attack, and he was able to get it past Tolbert. Great job. And now it's 4-0 as we go into this last part of the half.
And you can just see the aggressiveness and the coaching coming out of our boys team. They're just playing hard, knowing what they're supposed to do. Cersei here making some subs.
Looks like we got LaForce going out, and then number 26 for Cersei going out as well, and Cameron McMullen. We got a couple of those teammates back though, and as well, David Montano. See what they're able to do off the bench. Let's see if we can keep this going.
First kind of shot looked to be able to go for the Raiders today, but the ball was just out in front. He wasn't able to get it set up. It's going to be a kick attempt by number 5, Joseph Quinto, but it was just too high and too right of the goal, unable to get it in.
And it looks like there was a little miscommunication between number 7 and number 8 for the Raiders, Ruben Saladerer and Hutch Bristow, as they were discussing what just happened as it almost went out of bounds there. But it's still on their side of the ball. Let's see if they can take advantage of it, and it goes straight back to Cersei on our side.
And you see Irvin Shala again making a difference in this game. He's just been working so hard. And it goes out to Easton Faulkner out there. Easton passing it back in. Easton's going to kick it, and saved by the goalie. But Easton Faulkner just coming back in. He's been out for a couple weeks with the sickness, but Easton coming back in from that and immediately making a difference in the game.
So glad to see that for him. Like you said, since he's been out for a couple of weeks with that sickness, you love to see him being aggressive, super early coming back into this. Love to see it from Easton. Let's see if he can keep this going. Get him a goal right here. Let's go, Cersei.
It looked like a headbutt attempt from Hayden Lee, but couldn't quite get it. It's going to go back out to number 3 for Cersei. That's going to be Chase George. Now number 8, Graham Smith, passing it out to Easton Faulkner. He's going to be back in possession with Smith, up to David. David trying to keep it away from the defenders. He's going to kick it back in, but straight back to the teeth of the defense for the Raiders, but Cersei gets it back. Going to be Hayden Lee on the outside. Hayden Lee trying to find something to do with the ball. Passes it out to Chase George. Cersei just trying to set something up here, but just stuck in the teeth of that defense. David one-on-one look with the goalie, hits the outside post, but number 4, that's going to be Micah Linderman with his first goal of the game, bringing the score up 5-0 here with 3 minutes left in the first.
Little disappointed there. We were a little disappointed there for a second with it going bounce off, but that immediate rebound for the Cersei Lions, great job by them to get that as it's 5-0. If we get another goal here in 3 minutes and 15 seconds, we might be able to see that mercy rule for a very short second half.
Yeah, it'll be about 20-minute second half there if they can score one more time here with that 3-minute mark. But Cersei scored at least 3 goals here within that last 10 minutes of the game. So Cersei's been doing pretty good. See if they can score again.
Might be able to get it here. Let's see what they can do.
Be kick in, stopped by number 4, Quade King punching it out.
First action he's gotten so far.
Out to Hayden Lee. Hayden Lee's going to try and get by the defender here. Out in front for Irvin Shala. Irvin's going to try and get it up the right sideline. Stops the ball, trying to get something set up here. Into the teeth of the defense, but Hayden Lee gets the possession. Hayden Lee's going to kick it in and out of bounds by the Raiders, so Cersei should keep possession here.
Great job by Fabian Silva on the defense for the Raiders. Get it out of bounds, try to get it away from that goal, and try to kind of reset things for his defense here. Try to get some things set up, trying to make sure it goes their way.
Yeah, and it's going to be Graham Smith here with the corner kick, just trying to get that 6th goal for Cersei into David Montano. Over to Irvin, but it's going to be out of bounds, and possession's going to go to the Raiders. Cersei's still being aggressive here with them. About 1.5 minutes left in this first half. They're just trying to get that 6th goal, maybe to get it to the mercy rule, maybe trying to get out here a little bit early.
I think what they're trying to do too is they're not trying to get it out early. Like, they're not trying to go home early. They want to keep going. I think what they're trying to do is just to make sure that they don't have enough time to score back on these goals.
Yeah, they're just trying to keep everything up front, make sure that Cersei still has possession and that they're getting their chance.
Exactly.
Ball getting kicked up in the air, just trying to slow it down so the defense has a chance to figure out what they're trying to do here. Cersei's going to retain possession, though. Goes out of bounds, actually, and it's going to be Raiders' possession now. Easton Faulkner trying to get in there. Correction, it's going to be Cersei's possession. Easton Faulkner in there playing some good defense.
Looks like we have 45 seconds here. Let's see what Cersei's able to do here. Let's see if they can get that goal or not, and we'll see what our time's looking like going into the second half.
Cersei here getting a free kick inbounds, trying to get it into the goal here maybe. Saved by the goalie though. That's going to be Tolbert Hunter trying to get it. He's going to kick it out. It's about 25 seconds here left in the first half.
Tolbert doing like we've said earlier, Tolbert has done a great job for these Raiders. I mean, while he has let 5 goals come through, he's had so many shots come against them from Irvin, Lee, and so many other of these players on the Cersei Lions offense. He's been doing a great job getting that stop.
And it's going to be the Raiders with possession, but there's about 3 seconds left. With that being the end of the first half here, and the score is going to be 5-0. Cersei up. Jacob, what has impressed you the most about this half from the Cersei Lions?
I'll be honest, I think we saw it right away as soon as this game started. The pressure that Cersei defense and offense has shown has been incredible. They have just been putting it on the Raiders, and it's been showing in these 5 goals. And I think if they keep this up, there's no stopping them going into this second half.
And the Raiders have had a great defense, and their schemes have been great. But the Cersei Lions just overwhelming them, keeping that score to a 5-0 lead. Cersei's just been able to keep everything on their side of the field trying to score, and it's pretty impressive.
I agree with you right there, Jordan. We can't forget about that backside, though. That backside has been phenomenal throughout this game. There's only a couple of times that he even got close to the goal, and there hasn't even really been a strike from these Raiders yet, and it has just been impressive so far, and I think this whole round team effort has been amazing.
Cooper Jones has been doing amazing on that back line. Well, this is halftime for Cersei. Cersei's leading 5-0 against those Raiders. We'll see you right back. Back to the 5A East Boys Conference gameplay here against the Nettleton Raiders as we're getting out of halftime. The boys are up 5-0. Some of our scores here tonight was Hayden Lee with the first goal, actually. He has 1 goal tonight. Sharlow with 2, Smith with 1, and Micah Linderman with 1 as well. Looking here to maybe score again. If we score and get our 6th here, Cersei would cut that time in half going into Mercy Rule.
That would be huge for the Lions here. If they are able to cut that half in time, that's less time for these Raiders to possibly even come back from this deficit. While it is a 5-0, it's still possible, but it does help an extreme amount here, and I think they're going to be their main goal starting this half.
And the most important key role here is for the Lions to stay aggressive like they did in the first half.
For sure, Jordan.
Being aggressive here is going to be the key to winning this game.
That's for true, Jordan. We need to definitely keep a look on that backside, though, because they have been doing a great job on defense and keeping that, and we keep saying that offense keeping aggressive. Sometimes they do get a little worn out, and they need to figure out what they're doing. So that backside is a great reset. We've seen it multiple times in the first, and we could definitely see it keep going here into the second half.
And Cooper Jones, number 22 for the Lions, have been a great role in that back part of that defense. He's been able to keep everything in front of him for the most part tonight, looking to keep that to continue.
Exactly. Let's see if Irvin can get this started here for the Cersei Lions, and a great start.
Getting it back to Smith here, number 8. Getting it back, just trying to get something set up here from the start. Number 12 tripped up. That's going to be Ethan Wyatt. Cersei able to keep possession. David here fighting through that defense. Over to Smith again. Great. Still showing great aggressiveness by the Lions, just trying to keep possession of the ball here. That's been a great factor today, is just the time of possession of which team has had the ball.
For sure, Jordan. And especially on which side it's been on, too. A majority of this game, just a time possession for Cersei has been on their side of the goal, just shooting for it. Probably only just a couple of minutes have really been on that side for the for that Raiders offense.
Exactly. And the ball went out of bounds there off of Cersei, so it's going to be Raiders' ball. Raiders kicking it in, got it about midfield now. Defense coming up pretty strong, though. You see number 22 there, Cooper Jones, just doing what he does best, keeping that ball out in front, trying to get that defense time to set up.
Exactly, Jordan. You love to see it.
Raiders passing it back in here. Trying to get a goal set up here, but passed back out by that Lions defense out to Irvin Shala. Cutting upfield now, gonna go out to number 35, Force. Good save by the goalie. Cersei just trying to get something set up here for another goal, trying to get that lead up 6-0.
Definitely would help them a lot here.
About 2 minutes in here. Raiders driving up that left side of the field. Cersei now retaking possession there.
And again, like you said, Michael Linderman and Cooper Jones in the back keeping it safe right there as Irvin Shaw gets a chance here.
Shaw able to stop it up. Defender right in front of him, though, so Hayden out to Hayden Lee. Hayden Lee getting it out of that double team. Lee just trying to get something set up here for his teammates. Going to give it out to David, back to Lee. It's going to be out. That looks to be on the Raiders, so it's going to be a throw-in by Cersei.
Still great job by the Raiders there, right there, by Exxon Argretta, number 10 for the Raiders. He definitely did a great job getting that out of bounds for them, try to kind of reset things for them. Great job by them on that.
Yeah, the Raiders have been doing a great job tonight, still staying aggressive. No matter what the score is, if you're just staying aggressive, you can come back. No matter what time it is.
Exactly, Jordan.
It's going to be number 22, Bean Barron, throwing that in. Irvin Shala in the middle.
Not exactly where the Cersei Lions wanted that. Went straight to the defender, number 26, Diego Quinto, for the Raiders. And now it's on their side of the ball. Still have possession, but not where they wanted it exactly, Jordan.
David now in the middle, trying to dribble it up over to Irvin Shala. Hayden Lee's going to take possession, tripping up the defender there.
Great trip right there. Needed that to get away from the pressure.
Irvin now out in front, going to try and get something set up there. Just trying to get it away from the defender, keep it with Cersei. Cersei's going to pass it back, trying to set up a shot for the goal. See Cooper Jones still doing a great job keeping everything out in front. See a little tug there on Irvin Shaw's jersey. Got tripped up, looking okay. That's good, that's good. Hayden Lee now with the ball. Hayden Lee's going to try and take a shot, but it was blocked by number 4, Sylvia Fairbairn. And it's going to be out of bounds.
Hopefully Irvin's okay. Looking a little slow as he's walking towards the middle of the field right there. Hopefully he's doing good. Looks like it's something to do with that right leg right there.
You're going to see number 8, that's going to be Graham Smith, going to do a corner kick, possibly trying to get in that 6th goal right here. Kicks it in. Irvin tried to get the headbutt just a little past him. 35, that's
Cannon LaForce right there, try to get it in for that.
just a little too high.
Couldn't really get it. Number 4 for the Cersei Lions, Michael Linderman went off his head. Not really what you wanted, but we get another reshot here and from the corner. Let's see what we can see from that. They learned a little bit from what their defense has been doing. Let's see if they can work on it.
Again with that corner kick, just not able to get it in that time either. It's going to be Cersei's backfield trying to keep it in their possession. It stays off of the headbutt from the Raiders. Cersei passing it back in over to McMullen. McMullen driving it out, trying to get something set up, get that defense spread out just a little bit. Tishala in the middle. He's going to give it over to Lee. Back over to Smith. Smith's going to try and pass it out to number 12. He was able to stop it off that line. That's a great stop there.
Great save right there to keep it in bound and keep it in possession. Amazing job.
Going to go out of bounds off of number 23. That's going to be Bean Brown. Excuse me, that's going to be Joshua Wright. Now back in bounds. Smith trying to headbutt it. Gets possession of it though. Shala in the middle to David. David tries to strike it, but off the back of some defenders. It's going to go out of bounds. It's going to be Raiders ball here. Raiders kicking it off, trying to get it in front of most of the defense. Able to get it past that first defender. But Cooper Jones just in the way, like usual. He's just been doing a great job being that back defender tonight.
For sure, and he's keeping it up there. I love it. I love it from Cooper Jones. Amazing job. One of the key and underrated pieces in this team so far right now.
And Cersei trying to get it up there in front for Irvin Shala to get his 2nd or 3rd goal of the night, but just was unable to. Goalie was able to make a stop there. Ball was just too far ahead. Cersei's back line still just doing a great job defending tonight, but the Raiders have possession currently. Quade King has had a pretty easy night tonight. That back line's just been able to keep the ball in front, so he hasn't had much to worry about tonight.
For sure, Jordan. He only got to touch the ball once and got to do anything with it, so let's see what it... Hopefully it stays that way, and hopefully that backside and back line can easily keep that going.
And number 3 here, that's going to be...
It'll be Chase George.
Chase George, he's going to pass that inbounds. Raiders now have possession. Cersei now taking possession. Irvin's giving it out to 35. Back over to Irvin. He's going to dribble it down the field, trying to get something started. Hayden Lee out in front with a chance to shoot. Stolen away by number 4, though. That's going to be Sylvia Fairbairn.
Very close right there.
Stolen back by number 12. Pushed to the ground. That's going to be foul on number 4 there.
Great take by Ethan White there to get that foul and keep the possession for the Cersei Lions.
And you just still see a great aggressiveness by both teams here, just trying to make sure that no one scores. They're all just staying aggressive.
For sure, Jordan. Like, there has not been a point where I've seen anybody on a slow effort or a slow pace. Everyone's been trying to do their best to avoid any situation or confrontation, and it's just been kept going great.
Cersei here is going to get a penalty kick, it looks like. It's either going to be Hayden Lee or David. It's going to be Hayden Lee here. No, it's going to be David. Little trickery. Trying to get it around, but that goalie is going to be Tolbert Hunter. Again, just stopping the ball. He's been doing a great job tonight.
For sure, Jordan. He's been doing as many saves as he can. A couple of diving ones as well. He's been doing a great job. Great job by Hunter and Tolbert.
Raiders now have possession here. Getting it into that penalty box for the first time.
Quaid still doesn't see anything, too, as Micah Linderman was able to block that shot going into it out of bounds. Great job by him.
Quaid King, he's been doing a pretty great job tonight, making sure it doesn't go in. He hasn't had much to do.
Exactly, Jordan. Best way to deal with it.
When you have a great back line like that, it's easy for the goalie.
You know it. Looks like we might be seeing something here. It looks like Easton Faulkner and a couple of others are in there. Not Easton Faulkner, I'm sorry. Cannon LaForce.
Looks like it was out of bounds on Cersei there, so it's going to stay Raiders' possession. It's going to be another corner kick for the Raiders. They're going to try and get it into the goal here again with about 30 minutes left here in the second half. Again, just over all their heads, not able to get anything going, and that's going to be out of bounds on Cersei, but a great defense just by McMullen, just trying to get it away from the goal.
Keeping it together and keeping it away from getting a possible point for those Raiders is definitely just what you want to see. Anything he can do to get that and prevent that is a win in the book.
Getting a little scrappy down there with David and one of the Raiders. They were just fighting over the ball. That's great aggressiveness by both of them, just trying to protect and get the ball.
Throwing didn't work exactly how they want it. Right back into Cersei's back line, and they get it downfield just like how they need it.
Out in front for Hayden Lee. Raiders get possession. Lee was trying to get it out on the other one. Fell on the track. I hope he's okay.
Looks like he is. Looks like a really hard fall, too, on the track, especially right there. Might have been a little scraped up a bit, but he's up and going, something that you really want to see. He is still, and just by show of that, again, we've said this over and over again, but this effort and aggressiveness that Cersei's put up has been phenomenal.
And it's going to be Lee here with a penalty kick, looking to try and score the sixth goal for Cersei here with about 28 minutes left in the second half. Cersei just trying to get it in for that sixth goal was unsuccessful. Lee's going to come out and try and stop it, get the ball back into play here for Cersei. Passing it out to number 22, Cooper Jones.
Good job trying to get that reset there, too.
Over to Chase George. Out of bounds on the Raiders there. Cersei's going to keep possession. Going to try and get a score here again. It's going to be Smith going to be passing it back in. Actually, Chase George. Cersei making a sub there. Hayden Lee trying to get the ball back. Passed upfield by the Raiders, but no one's there, so Quaid King's going to get the ball for the third time today. Going to try and get it down towards the middle of the field for his teammates. Gets it out to number 11. That's going to be Adriana Perez. Adrian, correction. It's going to be Smith trying to get it out front for Shala, but the goalie just doing a great job still tonight, just able to pick that ball back up.
Definitely been the biggest highlight for these Raiders so far.
Raiders trying to get it upfield past the Cersei's defense. It's trapped in the teeth of the defense. Number 11 there, Adrian, able to stop it up, and David gets it out to number 4. Going to pass it over to George. George is going to get it up to Lee. Lee to McMullen. Out of bounds on the Raiders, so Cersei's going to keep possession. Hayden Lee's going to toss that in. Going to go in towards Shala. Shala off the head's going to try and get it in, but the goalie's just there again. The goalie has just been where he needs to be every time Cersei's trying to score.
Exactly. A little bit of something that you don't want to see as a Lion, but you need to try to do as much as you can to avoid that goalkeeper as much as possible.
And with about like 25 minutes left here in the second half, the score is 5-0. Cersei's up. Cersei's trying to get that 6th goal to maybe cut down that time and a half here. But the great defense by the Raiders have just been overpressing Cersei's chance to strike. Raiders here going to get to kick from midfield. That's going to be number 6, Anthony Alonso.
Looks like we're not going to be getting that mercy rule anytime soon. Both of these teams have just been super aggressive against each other on both defense and offense. It might be a while before we even just see a point from either team.
And Ruben Saldivera, number 7 for the Raiders, was subbed out for Jeremy Frazier. One of the first sub-outs here for the Raiders today. Hopefully he's okay. He looked a little shaken up. It'll be Cersei taking back possession here from Adrian. Getting it out front for Irvin Shala. Looking to get his 3rd goal of the game. He's going to strike, and it's good. That is the 6th goal for Cersei here. Shala with his 3rd of the day. That is very impressive.
Great job by Irvin. Again, keeping it aggressive, going in that goalkeeper, and he finally gets it. And it looks like, even though I just said it might be a bit, we got that mercy rule, and the time is cut in half for those Lions.
Yes, and it looks like a full team sub here for the Lions, so now that mercy rule is in effect. So the full team has been subbed out here, and we're looking to see if we can get another score. It's going to be now 21 minutes left here in the half.
12.
Very excited to see what these Lions that are coming in are able to do. Especially, we've seen a little bit from number 16, Easton Faulkner, and a couple of these younger guys. I definitely want to see if they can keep it up and see what they've been doing.
Lawson Faulkner, number 7, getting in there really quickly. A lot of these fresher guys are able to move a lot faster now. They've got a lot more energy that they've been saving up for the game.
For sure, Jordan. Let's see what they can do in this last 11 minutes or so.
Going to be out of bounds on Cersei there. Going to be passed in by the Raiders and back out of bounds on the Raiders. So now number 5 is going to pass it in for the Lions. Passing it out to that backfield. Over to Toledo. Toledo's going to pass it into the middle. Lawson Faulkner now with it. Raiders able to get it up to the Lions 35, but back out. And Lawson Faulkner's trying to get in front, trying to get his first goal of the game maybe, but it's kicked away. Lions just looking to try and get something set up here. A lot of bodies in the middle of the field, kind of spread it out a little bit. Over to Carter Kerrigan. Easton Faulkner now has it out of bounds on the Raiders, so Easton's going to throw it in. Over to Carter Kerrigan. Eric Perez down to Easton Faulkner. Easton wasn't able to keep it in front of him, but it's going to stay in possession of the Lions. Getting it over to Lawson Faulkner. Lawson trying to get it in the goal, but the goalie's there. That's going to be James Harold with his first save of the game.
We saw this too with the Lady Lions, but like again, we keep bringing it up, and we're just going to keep bringing it up. The aggression is still there from all these players. It's very, very impressive to have a team that just keeps going out there, showing who's boss, and doing what they need to do.
Yeah, and with about like 10 minutes left here in the game, the Searcy Lions are up 6-0 against the Nettleton Raiders, which is double the score what Searcy had last time they faced the Raiders in Nettleton.
It's definitely something you really, really, really want to see, especially Nettleton recently having some wins against some teams. It's definitely a really promising showing on what more Searcy can do in conference.
And Searcy being the first in the boys conference this year, and I believe the Raiders are fourth, so they're pretty close. So Searcy getting this win is just showing how they're still on top.
For sure.
It's going to be number 5 tossing it in for the Lions. It's going to be Leighton Walker. Goalie James Harold with his second save of the day. It wasn't too close to the goal, but it's in his little box where he can get it.
Goes straight to the Searcy backside. Great job to put it forward with that headbutt.
By Toledo. Lawson Faulkner there in the middle, trying to get something set up, just couldn't quite get it. Should be out of bounds on the Raiders.
Looks like number 13 for the Lions. Adrian Sanchez will be the one to get that corner kick. Corner kick has been a big thing for Searcy recently. Let's see if they can be able to take advantage of this and make this a 7-0 game.
Making a sub is the Lions. Number 5, Leighton Walker coming off, and number 29 is going to be Xavier Flores coming on.
Headbutt there straight to James Harold for the goalkeeper of the Raiders.
His kick's going to go straight out of bounds. It's going to be Lions possession here. Lions looking to get it in bounds, possibly score that 7th goal. Getting out front, you see Toledo going after the ball immediately, though, replacing number 22, who was Cooper Jones on that back line. That back line, even the backup for that back line is still showing great effort trying to keep that ball in front.
Doing a spectacular job so far. Raiders haven't even found a way to really combat it much at all. Again, we've always said it over and over again, but a majority of this game has been played on Searcy's side of the goal, and Raiders are going to have to do something about that if they want to try to get something here at the end.
And you see Easton Faulkner there hitting it with a back kick, trying to get it to Searcy's side, but it went out of bounds. Now Toledo kicking it back up. Searcy's just trying to get it back on their side of the field. It's going to be Faulkner hitting it, not Faulkner, excuse me. Toledo hitting it back upfield. Searcy's just trying to get it over there. They get it on their side of the field, but it goes out of bounds right there at the edge of that goal line over there by the end zone. So it's going to be Raiders possession right there. Number 17, that's going to be Carlos Meza, passes that in for the Raiders.
Adrian Sanchez right there, they'll try to combat that. Looks like it will be out on the Raiders, though. Great job for him to go into that and be aggressive and pressure him.
Sanchez passing it in for Searcy. Getting it inside. Sanchez just trying to get something set up. Raiders hit it out of bounds, just trying to get that defense set up. A lot of bodies in there, but they didn't really know where the ball was. Again, Searcy just getting it, trying to get it to the inside, trying to get that score. It's going to be out of bounds. Looks like they're going to give the corner kick to Searcy. It's going to be number 28.
Number 28 being Rodrigo Perez.
Corner kick going to the other side. Going to be out of bounds on Cersei by Adrian. Number 2's going to pass that in for the Raiders.
Sanchez trying to go in for a little pressure right there. Didn't get it, but number 31 did for the Cersei Lions, and that looks to be
Carter Kerrigan. Eric Perez trying to get it up that sideline over to Lawson Faulkner. Keeps it inbounds, gets it past the defender. Looking to strike here, it's going to be Lawson Faulkner. Passes it in to his teammate. In the teeth of that defense, that's going to be number 21.
I love that rush in, but right there by Lawson Faulkner. Try to go straight in for that goal and try to get it to his teammate. Try to take advantage of that. Try to get a little bit of assist. Didn't really quite get it because that defense right there at the penalty box was kind of a little bit blocking, but I love the aggression too.
Great job by Lawson Faulkner also to try and find his teammate, not forcing a shot. He got it to Quade King, actually the goalie, who's now playing inside for the team. Adrian passing that in for the Lions here. Easton Faulkner back over to Adrian, now getting double teamed. It's going to be out of bounds. Cersei Lions ball.
With just a little bit of time left, we have about 4 minutes left. What do you want to see left in the Cersei Lions here?
Well, with this younger group, I want to see them continue to just try and strike here. Just see what they're made of. Just push the limits of what they think they're capable of. I want to see from the Raiders, though, to stay aggressive. They've been aggressive all game. Although they haven't been able to score this game, they've still shown great aggressiveness, great drive to try and at least get something on the board. The Raiders have been doing a great job as long as the Lions.
I agree 100% with you, Jordan. A majority of these players that have just came in, some of these is just like they need to get this experience. This is the future, no matter what you look at it, of the Cersei Lions soccer team. And they need to continue what they're doing now and to keep this winning streak going for a while.
Lawson Faulkner with the steal there is getting pushed around by the Raiders, and ref called a foul, so it's going to be a free kick by Easton Faulkner. Easton Faulkner here just well above the goal. He was just trying to get it in. It was a great attempt by Easton.
Not a way you want to get an extra point, Jordan, that's for sure.
Kicked out of the end zone now. Cersei's going to try to get possession back there. Lawson Faulkner in the mix. Cersei's still playing pretty great defense there, getting it back upfield, but Toledo's just there to stop it again. Again with that back line, just being able to keep everything in front of them. Easton Faulkner there trying to keep it in front of him as well.
Looks like it will go back, though. Great. It's going to be a great stop by Easton. Or nope, he lets it go out. I kind of like that. Give it a little bit of reset, and we were able to get some stuff together. I like that. Good job by Easton.
And Cersei's possession here, actually. So it went out on the Raiders. So that's a great thing by Easton letting it go out. Gives Cersei a chance to set back up.
Agree with you there, Jordan.
Passing it out over to Easton Faulkner. Easton's going to try and dribble up that sideline. Passing it up. Teammate gets tripped up, but continues driving down the field over to Lawson Faulkner. Lawson's going to pass it down the field, get it in front, trying to get something set up. Raiders are going to kick it out of bounds to let their defense get set up.
Love the great push down there, though, by Lawson. Very, very great job to keep it back on that side of the field.
Ball's going to go over to Adrian Perez, who's going to get that corner kick. Cersei's going to attempt to get that 7th goal tonight. Corner kick's been a big part of the game for Cersei.
For sure. Hopefully they can get a point here and make it 7-0 before the end of this game. I want to see what those young guys can do.
Goes in, and that's another save by James Harold, the goalie for the Raiders. But Cersei's able to retain possession. Adrian trying to drive inside and get it to his teammate. Lawson Faulkner with possession, trying to get it in, but it is saved once again by the Raiders. Quade King also trying to get it in there. Goes out of bounds off the Raiders, so Lawson Faulkner's going to throw it in over to number 17. Ball stolen by the Raiders. Raiders are going to try and advance upfield, but ball gets turned back around. Carter Kerrigan pushing the ball back to the Raiders side. Again with... And that's going to be the end of the game here for Searcy. Searcy winning 6-0 against the Raiders. That's going to move the Searcy's conference record up to 11-0 and their overall record to 16-2. And that's going to put the Raiders' record conference 8-5-1 and their overall record 9-8-1.
This win for the Searcy Lions is so important, and they were able to get a big one, doubling the pointage they got in their last showing against them at Nettleton. Very, very good job by everybody. That back line was very important for the Searcy Lions. Irvin Shala, Linderman, Lee, David, so many of these players just went out striking with an incredible effort, and I love to see it. And I know it's going to be a big motivation for that senior night against Marion on Friday.
And Shala being our biggest scorer here tonight with 3 of the 6 goals we had, it looks like Marion's going to have to look out for Shala here in this next coming up game. But that's all the time we have today, Searcy. It's Jordan Bowman and Jacob Shoei signing off. Thank you for watching Online TV.